Okay, I'm at the police department going through this radio. And I go in here and report crimes, and since they're behind the crimes, they do their best to cover up for it. Years of this. So let's see what they have up today. How are you doing today?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you doing today?
Fine, are you?
Fine.
Is it something I can help you with?
Yes, may I have your name?
Yes, Officer Page. Is it something I can help you with?
Yes, Officer Page. May I have your badge number?
11499. Is it something I can help you with?
Oh, your behavior is odd. Did you expect me in
I
here?
can help you with?
Did you expect me in here today? You denied me a report, ma'am? I thought that was a tamper with evidence was a felony. This would be abusive, ma'am. So she sat back down. I rang the button. And she sat back down. So if you could be the police department and you can be abusers, how sick would this be if your abuser can entice a multitude of parties to become abusers with them? So now they're saying that they're going to send right care just because I walked in here. They've sent them a lot. They sent them when I was begging for help, trying to flee their abuse. And I didn't even call them. I was calling on my phone, begging for help, and then they came in schemes and arrested and assaulted me. And that was not a joke. I didn't know if they were going to kill me. When they were looking around for witnesses with your tax dollars, committing crimes. When they were looking around for witnesses, I did not know if they were going to murder me with your tax dollars in domestic abuse and get away with it. I mean, they enlisted a multitude of parties to commit crimes. This is definitely abuse. It's psychological torture. I just walked in here. And they've deprived me of a multitude of reports with assaults and arrests and being detained. So this is abuse. Everywhere I turn, abuse, extreme events. They know I have a lot on them, so they don't want to talk about it. So I should have a right, if police are tampering with evidence, committing felonies, to be able to call the police on the police again.
What's the location of your emergency?
I'm at South Central Patrol.
You're at the police station?
I am.
What's going on?
Yes, I'm targeted by the government, and my abuser has been able to enlist the government to a scheme and violate my rights. And I've been trapped on trains, guns pulled on me. My son's been hit with a car, a theft from Attorney General, theft from Social Security Administration, all kinds of thefts, even from my job, all kinds of abuse that they cover and enforce. I went in to get my car serviced at 2 different locations in one day. Both of them damaged my vehicle trying to get it serviced. So it's an extreme amount of abuse. And when I come in to report it, they're always covering for it, enforcing crimes out of corruption. So I don't know what to do when law enforcement is on my abuser's payroll and committing crimes and denying me law enforcement and playing games and enticing other people to be abusers with them. So if the government is depriving me of law enforcement with such extreme events, guns pulled on me, give video footage of it, witnesses that said that my son was hit. His name is Wolf. He was a gang stalker in the 10 area. That stole different things, sprayed ammonia, had my face broke out, had me sick, did all kinds of strange things. He was a gang stalker that pulled a gun on me and pulled the trigger, threw me down on the ground, and the police wouldn't take the initial report. And it was on camera footage because it was right in front of the 10 area, in front of City Square. Then I got attacked in another area on camera footage, and another party stole my phone. 2 different parties attacked me in less than a month's time frame, and I got threatened quite routinely, and that was also on camera footage. But police are always angry with me, like they're enforcing abuse. I'm not quite sure why they would do that, and tamper with evidence is a clear-cut felony, and whoever this officer that came up here and playing games, a multitude of them deprived me of my right to a report. I thought that was a crime. They have no clue what I have going on in my life. It's extreme events, and to deprive me of law enforcement, what are they hiding?
What's your name?
It's Kiana Clark. They're threatening right care out, ma'am, and that concerns me because they've all got away with it a multitude of times. My false arrests are in the teens.
You said your name was Jennifer?
Kiana Clark, Keyana. This police department is highly criminal. You can see it on my YouTube channel. No one's doing anything about it. There's child abuse involved. They go and tie CPS and a multitude of people to cover for interference with child custody crimes, which are felonies, ma'am. And it's the government.
Okay. And are you injured at all or need an ambulance?
No, you can see it on my YouTube channel. It's Keyana Clark, Clark Peace. I don't know why they would do this, and even sicker, why they would be allowed to get away with it, ma'am, for years. I just walked in, strolled in the police department. I imagine that they're covering up for their own crimes. But you can't decide not to take reports because it incriminates you. That's criminal. So that officer that is calling out right care in a scheme to have me detained to cover up for criminal activity just committed a felony, ma'am. Right now on camera footage. And what's so bad about it, a multitude of other officers have committed the same crime. I'm not understanding why a multitude of police departments do this. Am I targeted, ma'am? And targeting someone to get away with criminal activity is highly illegal. Those are federal crimes. Some kind of way I've been, looked over by a multitude of police departments, which is criminal, ma'am. So I've reported a lot of extreme events that are criminal to 911. They have no right to deprive me of law enforcement and threaten right care out to cover up for their multitude of crimes. Being enlisted to be on abuser's payroll is sick, and parties should not abuse their power to torment and violate someone for profit. And they even more sick, get away with it for years. So let's see, ma'am. They get angry when I report their crimes. They even assaulted me, ma'am. And my son got hit with a car, and my daughter got strangled. Then the stepmom said that she was going to give her away to CPS because my daughter had a meltdown because she missed me. But the government's enforcing child abuse, ma'am. I think that's pretty sick. Child abuse is a crime. And if the government shouldn't abuse power and enforce it.
Oh, so you wanting a sergeant to come to the station?
I'm not quite sure, ma'am, because they keep trying to arrest me. I've been assaulted. They threaten right care out to cover up for their crimes. I think it concerns me that it's a threat to national security if the government isn't put under control. Someone needs to put the government in control, and no one has. And that's concerning to me even before COVID.
Okay. Okay. Can you get a call out for someone to come out and help you, okay?
Okay, thank you. You look at my, ma'am, because they keep sending right care out to cover for their crimes. Have a party look at my YouTube channel so they can see how a multitude of police departments are fallen through the cracks and been deprived of law enforcement and detained and assaulted and multiple different things. You can see for some reason why a multitude of departments are violating me, ma'am. And then in this very department, they were covering for a crime, and then I call the police because it involves child abuse. And not reporting suspected child abuse is a Class A misdemeanor. Then I went to the court, or a felony in some circumstances, and they covered for it. So, ma'am, they committed a crime when they gave me a ticket to enforce that I don't have access to my daughter. 2 crimes, interference with child custody, and then another one not reporting the suspected child abuse.
Okay.
These people aren't getting these charges. Their crimes are racking up. I imagine since it's the police department, they consistently keep getting away with it. But no one's putting these people under control. They keep arresting me and violating me to enforce their crimes.
Okay.
They'll have right care on the way, ma'am. They've already detained me a multiple amount of times with assaults and got away with it.
Okay. I have it in there for them to come out, okay?
Okay, thank you. It's funny. She stopped laughing when I got, oh, there she is. It's funny. I don't know her. But this is a prearranged script to violate, laugh, and do all this when I walk in. Oh, you tell me you were going to do a report or check out my daughter or do a welfare check, and you guys never did. You lied to me.
That's not true, we did.
No, they told me that you did, and I never got a call back. You told me you called me, and you didn't call me.
And I left a message.
And I never got it. My phone's hacked.
I left a message.
Okay. Well, I need to show you something. Hold on. This is I was reporting the crime and got arrested.
This happened April 2020.
That's why you're here. I'm reporting crimes. They use right here to cover up for criminal activity. She wouldn't even take the report.
That's putting me further in danger? Are you covering for my bully? It's over there. So, I mean, isn't this a crime? Which one? To try to tamper with evidence? Because why would you give this a bit abusive because I'm reporting a crime? a theft, a $15. I don't understand why you guys are mistreating me like this for reporting a theft.
You know what? Let's just put her in handcuffs and take her to jail.
Why am I going to jail?
Okay, that's one. Okay, these are just the ones I recorded. Then what I said when they got caught in the scheme and I started recording it, these are multiple police departments committing crimes. So when I said that I don't want to hurt
What
myself,
department was this?
this was Addison.
Hello?
You live in Addison?
Listen,
Fine.
All right, here's something to tell you.
so they entice businesses to commit crimes to enforce abuse.
Hold on a second.
I'm in an emergency situation. Why would they deny me services and scheme so I can't have services? I want to report conspiracy to violate civil rights crimes with you.
All right, go ahead and get on your
Okay, Wilson. Okay, Wilson.
They came on their own and
why
then
would
left
police
and had
department enforce that I don't have
the
a place to
motel,
stay and I'm already
Red
in
Roof
the room?
Inn, deprived me of services in the scheme.
That's a lie. I'm trying to escape.
And then they slandered me, assaulted me, and arrested me on this arrest.
Conspiracy to crime.
These, I have 14 of them.
How a conversation works is you talking and I.
No, you
I
are
told him I'm in
committing
domestic abuse
crime
twice a
right now,
week.
and you know, well, I want to know why the police department enforces criminal activity. What's your badge number?
It's 192.
Okay, what's your badge? Hold on. No, you're committing a crime. There's a trail record. You are committing a crime.
So Keanu, you
No,
know we're
why
calling
would
the
you
right care
enforce that they
team,
deny
correct?
me
Okay,
services?
well, here's the thing. If I can't report crimes at a police department, I think that would be a threat to national security. Because if the police start enforcing child abuse, a multitude of departments target an individual and becoming be on an abuser's payroll that's not mentally stable, I think that's a threat to a lot of different people. And for them to tamper with evidence, they've called out right care a multitude of times. I did not request right care.
Okay.
I wanted the police to abide by the law, and they refused to.
Right care is here for mental health, okay?
Well, that's not, if I'm not allowed to do a report, that means that you guys are committing crimes. You already did not do the welfare check on my daughter, which is criminal.
Keanu, do you want to hurt yourself?
No, I
Do you
mean,
want to hurt anybody else?
no.
Okay, are you hearing and seeing things other people don't hear? or
No, I just want to do a police report, and you guys have been getting with felonies long
see? Are
enough.
you diagnosed with any mental illness?
No,
Okay. Are you taking medication?
no, I want to know why you didn't do the welfare check on my daughter. That's a crime.
Keanu, I
Or
told you
report
I
the
did.
child abuse.
I did.
Well, no one has ever called me regarding the child abuse. Those are
Keanu,
crimes.
I called you and I left you a
No,
message.
I don't. Don't have a message on my phone. If my cell phone provider would investigate all the chaos, I never got a call from you.
I don't know about that. I know that the welfare check was done twice, actually in the same day.
Well, they lied and told me I had recorded the call that one wasn't done, and I had to come back and do another one.
Okay, well, I don't know anything about that. Okay.
Okay, well, no one has done
So,
any
Kiana-
investigation. No, this is child abuse. It's more serious than you trying to frame me, ma'am.
Kiana-
So back on the child abuse, because if you're trying to frame me for these people to get away with their crimes, you're committing a
Kiana,
criminal
how old is your
offense.
daughter?
She's 12, and I told you last time that she was in an abusive situation, and you covered for it and ignored it. No one called me regarding it. These are some big time crimes that you guys are committing.
Kiana, welfare check was done. It was
Okay,
done
well,
more
I
than once
reported that
day.
September 24th, 2011, my daughter was hit. Then she was hit again February 2018. The dad wasn't in her life a long time. Then she was getting hit again August 19th of 2022. Police covered for all of it. And Child Protective Services. I have evidence of it.
As the right care team, there's nothing we can do for you right
Well, then you're not the ones I need to speak with, ma'am. Are you enforcing crimes, or are you legitimately trying to help me? Because if you came in here to enforce criminal activity, you're committing a crime. I just need to do a police report and not to be intimidated and bullied for reporting crimes. This is criminal, ma'am. So back to the child abuse you repeatedly keep covering for, which is criminal. Not reporting suspected child abuse is a crime. In some circumstances, a felony, a Class A misdemeanor, that's what you're guilty of. Who did you report it to, ma'am?
Kiana.
Who did you, no ma'am, you try to frame him with mental illness, that's minimal compared to child abuse. It's not a crime to be mentally ill, but what you did was criminal. So let's get back in the child abuse report that you
Kiana.
denied me and denied my daughter investigation for, and she's 12.
Kiana. You requested a welfare check was done.
I reported child abuse to you. I just reported child abuse to you now. Covering up for it is a Class A misdemeanor, in some circumstances felony.
Kiana,
What did you do
there's
with that
nothing
education?
that I can do with that, okay?
Well, you're a criminal. If you're not doing your job responsibility of reporting crimes and child abuse, you're committing a crime. That's a Class A misdemeanor, some circumstances a felony, so you just committed a crime.
How can we help you then?
Well, they set up, the police department, the government abuses power and sets up schemes, and then when I get in here to report the criminal activity they set up, they want to send out right care and deny me a report. I just want to have my civil right of reporting crimes and not be deprived of life. law enforcement.
Okay, so you want to report now?
Yeah, and I don't want her to cover for child abuse because that's criminal. She committed a crime multiple times. Okay, and she still didn't report the child abuse and trying to intimidate me with threats of mental illness like they've done in the past. It's criminal.
Ma'am, do you mind if I check out your vital signs?
No, I don't know. I want people not to disregard child abuse. That's more serious than my vital.
So,
when I was at the hospital,
just yes or no, would you like
I've
me to check
already
your
answered
vitals?
that you are covering for child abuse too. That's criminal.
Okay, would you like me to check your vitals, yes or no?
I already answered you multiple times. Harassment is criminal, sir. That's criminal.
All right, I'll take that as a no.
Tamper with evidence is a felony.
Yes, ma'am.
You're reporting me. I reported to her child abuse. Not reporting suspected child abuse is a Class A misdemeanor. In some circumstances, felony. You're guilty of that. You witnessed that and then covered for it by asking me to check my vitals multiple times when I told you I wasn't interested. This is harassment.
That's it.
This is harassment.
I'm not a police officer.
It's
I'm a paramedic.
harassment. Okay, well, you have a responsibility of reporting the crimes that you just heard.
Yes, ma'am.
Or you commit a crime. Just like this woman did and a multitude of other parties.
Here you go, Ms. Keegan.
I haven't, you guys keep covering up for the chaos I experienced at work and other places like you set it up.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't told you what I'm reporting. And this is a miscellaneous report with no investigation. This is a crime right here. I haven't told you anything. There's no body cam footage. This is a felony going on here in this police department and a multitude of other times. This is criminal right here. You have not let me speak and tell you why I'm here.
Go ahead.
This clear-cut temp, you're right here. Why are they depriving me of the right to report crimes? You don't have a body cam on. That's criminal. It's not on. It's not on. That's a felony. What are you guys hiding? Because committing crimes, sending out right care, cutting up body cams off, those are clear-cut felonies. What are you guys hiding? To commit all these crimes openly. You must have something really big to hide. Can you tell me what it is?
You gonna tell me what you want to report?
Well, I want to do it the right way, and not having your body cam on taking reports I thought was is that a crime?
Man, my body cam is on.
It's not red. How's it on? Okay, so your body cam is on. What's your name?
Officer Lawson.
Officer Lawson, and your badge number?
10776.
10776. Okay, so this is a crime law center to give me a report number that's not going to get investigated. What crimes are you guys covering up for to keep doing this year after year? This is not an investigation. So this is what I want to report. This woman right here did not report suspected child abuse. That's a Class A misdemeanor, in some circumstances a felony, along with another officer. They said they did a welfare check. I never had the welfare check. I never, no one ever responded to it. They never called me. I did report to you, as well as my carrier, that my phone has been getting broken into years and I don't get my calls, which is another crime that the police refuse to investigate. And I think that's pretty critical because my life is in jeopardy. So when I call my credit card company, they cover for identity theft and other crimes. They told me that they are going to charge my card when they want and put tips on my card. That's what they told me, that they're going to put their own tips in there. And they're going to force me, each transaction that they see fit. I have it recorded. Don't distract them, ma'am, because you were already tampered with evidence. Tamper with evidence is a crime. This is a felony. Okay, so I don't, I have to let them know. Yeah, they didn't take the report right here.
Charlene, what's the address of your emergency?
Yes, I call you from South Central Patrol on off Camp Wisdom, and the police are still committing crimes with no consequences. So my phone is getting broken into, and each time I give them evidence of identity theft, at police headquarters, they threaten to take me to jail. 6 armed police threaten to take me to jail for reporting identity theft. As a citizen, I have the right to report identity theft. So I don't know what kind of mental malfunction these police officers have, but they have, been a part of some really extreme criminal activity. So they threaten to take me to jail. I guess they feel that I'm worthless for some reason. So they threatened to take me to jail for reporting identity theft. And then I told them in this police department that I'm speaking with scammers. And I have evidence recorded where they are trying to force me to give tips so they can rob me. So the scammers told me that they can put tips on my card as they see fit. But I called behind one of the restaurants, and the restaurants aren't getting the tips. So these scammers have been enlisted to steal from me and take tips on a whim.
So what you can do is you can go on to DallasPolice.net to file that police
Well,
report.
I don't know why I'm deprived of rights, because these are criminals. This is criminal activity from the government and police department. They have no right to hack my phone and cover up for their crimes. and deprive me, go to my carrier and enforce the criminal activity. These are some big federal crimes that are getting ignored, ma'am. That's criminal. 911 has no business hanging up in my face in emergencies covering up for crimes. And then them walking off and depriving me of law enforcement to enforce their criminal activity. I've never heard of extreme events like this. So they're refusing to enforce their criminal activity. They won't even let me speak and do a report. They gave me a incident report number pre-written to sabotage a report. And this officer just took a report and didn't want to give me the report number, so it's not on his body cam footage. They've been tampering with evidence years. So they have all these kind of schemes. So what I report is not on body cam. And they think that the viewers that I have on my YouTube channel don't have enough don't have enough power to get them the charges they deserve. But they don't want it on body cam footage. So what they do is a scheme. So now I had reported to him with a body cam on, and he left and didn't give me a report. They gave me the pre-written report. So none of what I'm saying is on body cam footage to enforce their criminal activity. They've been doing it years. So if I'm deprived of law enforcement, ma'am, that's a crime. Why can't I report these crimes? I went to the FBI and was handcuffed.
You can report them online, ma'am.
So I can't report the police's criminal activity. Why am I don't have an ability to report crimes at a police department, ma'am? Why would you cover for that? What's your name?
Position 5'9".
I asked your name. Ask your name.
Position 5'9".
Your name is position 5'9". Are you committing a crime, ma'am? Why would you not want me to know your name, ma'am?
Ma'am, I don't have anything to do with the law.
I just asked your name, ma'am, and I'm not quite sure why you did not want to give me your name. I'm wondering if you're committing a crime, ma'am.
Not at all.
Okay, because the other 911 operators hung up and covered for crimes, ma'am. That's why I recorded the calls, because you have to see it to believe it. But what I'm saying, ma'am, is I should have rights to be able to report crimes at the police department if the police are conspirators in criminal activity. If they are depriving me reports, that's a red flag that they're committing some major crimes.
My job
and
is
if they are doing this in public, what have they done in private, ma'am?
Okay, so what are you wanting? Are you wanting to talk to police? What are you wanting?
Yeah, I mean, I want to talk. Do I have a right to talk to an officer that's not tampering with evidence, committing felonies? Why would they risk felonies to deprive me of reports?
If you want me to help you, you're going to have to stop and let me talk to you.
I don't know why you're gaslighting me, ma'am. I don't think that it's I don't think that it's too big of a thing to ask that police abide by the law and 911 operators.
Okay, so if you want a police officer to come out and talk to you, where would you like for them to come and talk to you?
I'm at South Central Patrol. We've already tried this, and they keep sending right care out to enforce their crimes. Police won't abide by the law, and I think that's a threat to national security. When no department I went to will abide by the law.
Right care does not do that. I can send a police officer out.
Well, the multitude of those parties committed crimes in that group that came out, the right care group. They were committing crimes. Okay. Their goal was to really tamper with evidence.
So are you wanting to file a police report?
Yeah, I've said that multiple times.
Okay,
multiple parties keep trying to enforce crimes.
I need an address in order to send police out to you to file a police report.
Oh, you don't want to know where? You don't want to look up as a 911 operator where South Central Patrol is? You want me to find that out for you?
If you're at South Central Patrol, you can make a police report there.
I've already stated multiple times, ma'am, this is like harassment, that they're depriving me of a report and committing crimes like they've been doing years. They used to assault, arrest me, and detain me out of corruption. So they've been getting away with this chaos years, ma'am. That's why I have to call 911.
Okay,
because they want to abide by the law.
If I put a call to South Central Patrol Station, you're going to get South Central Patrol officers there.
Okay, so I'm calling 911. You're telling me in 2022, you call 911 because officers want to abide by the law at a police department. And you're telling me that there's nothing you can do to get police to abide by the law. There's no resolutions to law enforcement.
I did not say that. You're not listening to what I'm saying.
Okay, so what is the resolution for me being at a police department? Why isn't anyone coming here to see why they're breaking the law? These are charges that are getting ignored, ma'am. Someone should be coming in here to figure out why a multitude of officers are committing crimes. What have they done?
Ma'am, you have said that. I'm trying
but
to
nothing's done, ma'am, for years, ma'am. I'm not getting heard. Nothing is done for years. They're enforcing child abuse for years.
My job is to put in a call sheet and have an officer come to you. I can put in that police station address, and I'm just saying that the officers at that station are going to be the ones to sit there and answer that call.
Okay,
and
well,
do
I
that
just want to
police
get to the
report.
bottom of why I'm denied law enforcement and why I'm at a police department. They're depriving me
You're
of
not being denied. I'm trying to get somebody to you right
Ma'am,
now.
you're covering
actually.
for it, ma'am. What's your name again? You gave me a number instead of your name.
Correct. Position 5'9".
Is there a particular reason why you don't want me to have your name? Because I'm
Ma'am,
not
I
going to
believe-
get anywhere if the 911 operators cover for crimes and the government is allowed to break into someone's phone for criminal
not-
activity. I
Ma'am,
think all this
my
chaos is
job-
a threat to national security, like I said before COVID. It's like the government has some really extreme events they're covering up for.
Okay, ma'am. So there is a call in there at the station.
I don't know what they're into, but it must be a pretty big deal if I can't find anyone that abide by the law and I go to court and even the courts cover for their crimes. And they want to enforce child abuse, the CPS, and a multitude of other people.
Okay, ma'am. So there's a call in there for the police station for somebody to talk to you. Is there anything else that I can do
Well,
for
I don't
you?
know, ma'am, because 911 keeps sending out criminals that cover for crimes. And, I don't get things resolved and refuse dispatch and hang up in my face. So I'm not quite sure
We're
when
not
the
hanging,
resolution...
ma'am. We're not hanging up.
Oh,
We
ma'am,
have to
pull the
answer
calls,
other
yes.
emergency
When the
calls.
snake
There
was
is a
pulled on me,
call
pull
in
the
already for
supervisor.
somebody to
No,
come out
ma'am,
and
you're
speak with you.
tampering with evidence, ma'am. 911 hung up in my face, which is a crime. I tried to report that there was a snake in front of a tent, and they hung up in my face multiple times. I told them to pull the call. September 16th,
Okay.
2020, pull the call. They hung up in
So
my
there
face
is
multiple
a call
times.
in for somebody
Ma'am,
to speak
I don't
with
know why
Is
you
there
would come. You just
anything
said
else
that
I can
911 didn't
for
do that.
you?
Why would so many people cover up for such extreme events? A poisonous snake was in
Ma'am,
my tent.
Is
You
there
pulled the
anything else
call.
that I can do for you?
I don't know, ma'am. I think that hacking the
Okay,
phone
so there
network
is
is
a
highly
call in.
criminal.
Police will be there to speak with you.
Okay, thank you.
Can I
Yes.
also release the line so that I can answer other emergency calls?
So I'll give you a chance to leave, if not, I'm gonna write this citation, okay?
I'll go ahead and go outside. I'm waiting on the police, and you just could
You said
try.
you're gonna go outside?
Yeah, because I have to.
Well, go on and go outside, but you can't keep calling me.
Yeah, this is criminal, ma'am. What's your name?
Okay, I'm gonna go to start writing a ticket. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
So they're threatening me tickets again to enforce criminal activity. They did it at North Central. They will do it. They assaulted and arrested. They've been getting away with extreme events. There's a law breaking the law. So now what they're doing is threatening tickets like the Northern District Court to enforce crimes. I said it before COVID. I have never seen anything like this. Never in my life. Have you? So I was ignored before COVID. Someone has a lot of power that is not mentally stable and making these people behave like they're not mentally stable. I have said before COVID, people like this don't need to run the government. For whatever reason, they're allowing him to control them. You see that the choices that they're making being controlled by him is not sane. He probably thought up, hack her phone network, enforce child abuse, block her in the stores. You steal from her. Every charge that she charged when she goes out to eat or do certain things, you overcharge her for me. You keep her change. You bank, don't give her funds. Attorney General, you steal from her. Social Security, you steal. I don't want her to have her stimulus. Don't give her that. Job, I want you to violate and mistreat her for me. That makes me feel like a man. And then when I come here to report it, they set it up. They said for this woman to remove me from this group chat so I cannot report her abuse, her daily abuse, her being controlled by this abuser in schemes. They set it up. They don't want me to report it. How did breaking into a cell phone network puts other parties at risk? Hacking this, on the modules that I did today, it talked about the importance of integrity and not leaving the system vulnerable. We have credit card numbers and all kinds of things. Allowing someone to come in, those counterfeiters that I'm calling, pretending like they're technical support that hung up in my face 5 times. That puts that system at risk. It makes it vulnerable when she enforces that I speak with those scammers and remove me from a group chat to enforce the abuse. All these cell phone providers are putting all of their customers at risk by enforcing that I speak to these scammers. So to enforce this man that's not mentally stable abuse, ticket after ticket after ticket to enforce these extreme events, which is criminal, caught on camera footage a multitude of times, which is getting ignored. So since I don't have rights and I don't know when the government's going to decide to murder me and get away with it, because the church is covering for it, the stores are covering for it, everywhere the churches are covering for it, I can't find anyone in the United States, anyone in my circle with integrity is nowhere to be found. I'm still in it. So let me leave. They have the power. Obviously, I don't. They'll just call my supervisor, tell her, and then another time at 4:50 today, I got hung up on again. and the suit was getting monitored. So they are interrupting a situation with these customers by monitoring me and causing technical glitches, monitoring me. Why would people that do monitor me abuse power to disrupt conversations with customers? How do the police entice people to commit these crimes? So like I said, they have more power than me. They will assault, they will arrest, they will get minions, they will have the stunt drivers, I'm leaving, ma'am. I'm leaving. I know you guys arrest and assault and give illegal tickets. I know you get away with it. You're the law and breaking the law. So here's the incident report number. They get to intimidate, bully. They will follow through. They'll have those stunt drivers mistreat me. They'll have the supervisor. They have to bully and intimidate. They enforce their crimes. They're not playing games. So I just have to wait to see what they have to tell my supervisor to do tomorrow. I may be on punishment again. It must be nice for him. What's your name, sir? Because you're witnessing some extreme events that you're covering for. These are some massive crimes that you guys have been covering up for years. I guess you believe that these YouTube viewers don't have value. I went to the police department. The news. I can't get the call from the news. I can't get the call from the news. Why would y'all do all this to prevent my reports in this abuse? Isn't this a crime? Isn't this a crime to try to intimidate me and bully me for doing reports? Isn't this criminal right here, what's going on? Isn't this a charge? Isn't this abuse of power? What's your name? Can I get your badge number?
11477.
Okay, I didn't get your name. You don't want me to know it? Are you committing a crime right now? I thought this was abuse of power and criminal. To keep someone from doing reports to enforce criminal activity. I don't think that psychos running the government is, I thought that was a threat to national security before COVID. Kiana Clark Peace, Keyana. That way you can see yourself on the YouTube channel.